The deadly weapon.
I'm not too concerned about it. I took Tai Chi in college.
Oh, the weapon isn't against you. That's non-biodegradable plastic. That's a weapon against Mother Earth.
It's an older generation. We're no harm here.
Well, thank you, everybody. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am a man of wealth and taste. I'd like to get that one by. Thank you. This is the matchup that everybody's been wanting to see since the Storrs Objection began. The Prince of Evil versus the Archduke of Accuracy and the Earl of Error Checking. Let me begin. 1 + 1 = 3.
No.
Let's hear him out. Just wanted to calibrate. The topic for the evening is communications. And one of the most insidious communication. One communicate. One of the most insidious forms of communication is propaganda. Now, you all are probably familiar with the propaganda that's been written about me. It's called the Bible. It's all over the place, hotels. So you probably are also familiar with the propaganda that I wrote, that I created in reaction to that. It runs kind of similar. They're very similar. They both take place a long time ago in a place far, far away. Now, I am the Prince of Lies, but there are some laws that even I have to go by. So at this point, one of the most sacred laws, I will make you aware there will be spoilers to a 20, 30-year-old movie. I'm of course talking about Star Wars. We'll start with the good one, the first one.
The fourth one.
No, number 1, the good one.
Episode 4?
Episode 1. The Phantom Menace. Bibles and Star Wars movies, the first one is always good, and then they just kind of decline in quality.
That did not come out 30 years ago.
You know, when you're eternal, time just kind of gets a little fuzzy when you're just dealing with decades.
True. It's understandable.
Thank you. I like this guy. I like his style. So, in The Phantom Menace, you have this group of guys named the Jedis. And they basically represent the hordes of heaven. You know, they all wear robes, they're kind of boring, kind of buzzkills, like to tell everybody what to say and do. You've got this kid, his name is Anakin. And he's the blessed. Everyone loves him. He has more power than everyone else. And the Jedis want to make him part. And at first he goes along with it. He decides, you know, these guys are okay. They can train me in this. I'll go. But he has something that none of them have and they're envious of. He has a woman. They hate that. And so eventually, because of their jealousy and he won't follow their rules, they cast him out into the world. And he decides that's
the universe.
The universe. This galaxy.
I'm just afraid to say anything because it's the devil.
Oh, don't worry about that. It's already preordained. This scene you in 2 weeks.
Carry on then, I guess.
You need to grab your job. So he goes off and joins the Empire, which in this case kind of represents earthly concerns, the Egyptians, the Romans. It's all metaphorical, kind of funny. There's a lot of other symbolism in this movie. For instance, you've got the character of Jar Jar Binks. He is symbolic of hilarity. That guy just cracks me up. Oh, he's so sorry! Gets me every
That's you're entitled to that opinion.
There's some other movies after that. We don't go into that. Nobody cares about that. There's a couple things though that need.
I'm interested to know what other movies they have in hell that y'all are watching now.
There's an entire series of movies by this guy named Ernest. You'll love them.
You are quite good. Do you have what's the Halloween one?
Ernest P. World does Halloween.
Have you seen it?
It's always right in something else, like whatever it is. Ernest goes to jail.
Manita goes to jail.
Highly influenced by Ernest. Jail
I should point out, Medea, not one of mine. Even I have. So anyway, getting back to the Star Wars. We've got these 3 more movies. There's not much that goes on. No one really cares. There are a couple of things that I should mention. There's a couple characters in there named Han Solo and Chewbacca. And these guys represent, in the Bible, they're more or less correspondent to Moses and his brother Aaron. See, Moses, he was the hog, he was kind of the boss, he took all of the acclaim. Nobody else has ever heard of Aaron, but he was there. He was the hardworking guy. He was the guy that really did all of the work. These guys were best known because they were the only ones that could take the Israelites on the Kessel Run in under 12 hours.
No. The Kessel Run has nothing to do with the Bible.
Well, the Kessel Run is a metaphor for the Red Sea.
It's all starting at the Red Sea.
He parted the Red Sea in 12 parsecs or less.
That's a distance measurement, not a measurement of size.
Yeah, but that's built into the original canon.
Well, also, the fact that they separated the Red Sea by 12 parsecs, is that what you said?
Well, more or less, under 12 parsecs.
Under 12 parsecs, so it could hypothetically have been the distance that they separated it.
It is exactly the distance. They separated it in exactly the distance in which they separated it.
Just under, you did an approximation.
Yeah, you know.
Please
I didn't have a
continue.
tape roll. In this case, I should mention that the Ewoks are symbolic of the Israelites. Because Han Solo and Chewbacca led this kind of primitive force against the much greater Roman army or the Imperial stormtroopers and led them. And then what did they do? They went and they worshipped a golden calf. Or in this case,
The Egyptians, you mean?
No, the Ewoks. Who were the
No, you said that the
stormtroopers are the Egyptians because they're the Imperial force.
Okay, just keep going.
Is anyone else completely lost?
Yes!
It's the Bible. You're supposed to be lost. Nobody
I want to know the
understands.
verses!
So now we're getting into the good part.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We're getting into the holiday special. So that's the meaning of the Star Wars universe. The holiday in this part is Life Day. And what do you do with life? You live it. And what does live spell backwards? Evil.
I don't fucking understand. I take it back. I understand now. I get it. Y'all fucking need to realize.
Now, I mentioned Chewbacca earlier. The holiday special is all about Chewbacca's family. Chewbacca's family is waiting. Chewbacca promised him that he would be there for Life Day, the most sacred holiday of the Wookiees. But
Kashyyyk.
was that on Kashyyyk?
Kashyyyk, yes.
Yes. Thank you. But Chewbacca's not showing up because he has more interest in helping his teammate Han against the Empire than he does in showing up with his family. So his family goes through all sorts of hilarity. They break a lot of commandments. They steal shit. They kill stormtroopers. There's a lot of ass coveting going on. B. Arthur sings. I'm not sure if there's a commandment about B. Arthur, but there should be because that shit's evil. And eventually, Chewbacca shows up, saves the day, everything's good. And he tells his family that he has to leave with Han, but he promises to be back. And he never does. Because you can lie to your family, but you can never lie to your teammates. One more thing that I wanted to mention in regards, when we're dealing with these holidays, the question comes up, do droids have souls? The answer is, some of them do, some of them don't. They developed a test called the Turing test, which you give to a droid to determine whether or not it has a soul. Generally, the ones that talk in like real person languages, those do have souls. The ones that just communicate in beeps and boops, fuck those motherfuckers. And that is my story.
Good job,
Because I'm
Devil.
evil.
Bill Sass. Killing the mic.
That's right.
Hail Steve!
Negative, Steve.
This is why we can't have nice
Neighborhood
things.
Bad burrito
I
here.
think it was your fault.
You may leave.